When we create characters, we want our audience to latch on to them, to love them. So to accomplish this, we try to bring out the humanity in our characters, so our audience may relate to them. Superheroes are often normal people, either blessed or cursed with a unique power. We watch them try to navigate their new ability as they're put through extreme and dangerous circumstances which all bring out their humanity. A quality that, while unique for different people, is something we innately understand as humans no matter how it is represented, which is why writers nurture humanity within their characters. There are many superheroes we love and admire, and many of these characters can be a wonderful inspiration for any aspiring writer to look towards when creating their own characters. But there are few heroes who come close to the humanity demonstrated in Spider-Man. Spider-Man stands out from other superheroes not just in his personality, but in his day-to-day life. In the days that follow after the Avengers save the world from a catastrophe, they remain in that high-rank lifestyle, whether it be building AI to protect the world or saving a realm. But Spidey always comes back down to earth with us. Like when we finish watching a Marvel film or reading a comic, we go back to school, we return to work, we remember the bills we have to pay, and so does Spider-Man. He is an everyday man who pushes himself to do what's right. Even though he has superpowers, what he strives to do every day is very human. He is someone we can relate to more so than a charismatic billionaire who we are entertained by, or the stoic war veteran we stand behind. Peter Parker is someone we struggle alongside of, and grow alongside of. Spider-Man offers Peter an escape, but like how many of our own jobs and hobbies provide us an escape from everyday life, they also come with their own struggles. The role of Spider-Man comes with a weight that is difficult to bear, but Peter does so, spurred on by the wise words of not a king, or a god, or a symbol, but by his uncle. With great power comes great responsibility. He tries his best to live by these words day in and day out, and we admire this and even try to do this ourselves. After all, we are all granted with a gift. Whether it be smarts, creativity, or strength, it is our responsibility to use it for those who do not have such gifts. Like how someone gifted to be a doctor can mend those who cannot mend themselves, and those born with the gift of storytelling tell stories that people need in their lives. Spider-Man remains loyal to his responsibility to the point where it can feel beyond human. But perhaps his quest to uphold this responsibility to a point that is beyond human is his most human trait of all. But sometimes for him, and every one of us, the weight of responsibility can be heavier than usual, even if it's the same weight we lift every day. At times it becomes too much for Peter to bear, and we see him fall into sadness, regret, depression, resentment, and anger. Spider-Man isn't an unbreakable and stoic hero like Captain America, who is a symbol and a strong foundation. Spider-Man is a shakeable one like us. Peter isn't devoid of darkness, he just resists it, each and every day. And we root for him to win against it, for if he were to fall into despair and let it consume him, then what hope do we have? But Spider-Man does fall into darkness from time to time, which shows that it is human to do so. Sometimes we fail to resist as Spider-Man has, but Spidey always manages to break free of it, so we can as well. Spidey could have so easily been one of the villains he fights. He had every reason to, motive just as good as theirs, and when they received their power they had a chance to stand against the world and exact vengeance. But Spidey had a different perspective, for Uncle Ben, and for those like him who weren't blessed with the power he has. And this is a perspective we can have too. Spider-Man inspires us not with heroic traits, but human traits. That is why he is a well-written character and a great example of how to fill your character with humanity. Whether it is something as simple as getting a job, or looking after your aunt, which we can directly relate to, or maybe something we can project ourselves on, like having a gift we must make sure we use for the good of ourselves and the good of others. Peter Parker is a man who lives by a simple rule. A rule we ourselves can live by as well. To be responsible.